Hello, my friend, thank you for being here today. There's a truth most people don't know. Not every Aries carries the same fire. Some burn bright like lightning. Some glow quietly, but endure with unshakable strength. And then, there are souls who leave their mark like a mighty volcano erupting into legend. Every single birthday in Aries season holds a different layer of power, unique, irreplaceable, one of a kind. And on this journey, we'll step deeper into each layer of that light. First, let's begin with those born between March 21 and March 25, the pioneers, where intuition meets fire and a brand new path is born. Aries, have you ever stopped, even for a moment, and asked yourself, why is my fire so different? People often say every Aries is born carrying the heat of Mars, the planet of conquest, of impulse, of passion. But the truth runs deeper than what the surface shows. Your fire is not just impulse, not just courage. It is the lifeblood, the very first breath of the zodiac, the heartbeat that begins the journey for all the signs. And the mystery, the miracle is this: your fire never burns the same way in two souls. Every single birthday in Aries season carries its own imprint, and that imprint shapes how you shine, how you lead the way, and how you leave your mark on this world. Picture this: a silent night sky, and then suddenly a spark flickers across the darkness, igniting the stillness. That spark is you, Aries. You are not just fire, you are the beginning. You carry the unstoppable urge to move, to start, to dare where no one else dares. But here's what matters: the way you begin, the way you pass on your flame, it's tied to the day you were born. Some Aries shine with deep intuition, like a lantern guiding paths no one has ever walked. Some erupt like a volcano, breaking through every barrier. Others move quietly but steadily, laying down foundations, building roads strong enough for generations to walk after them. In all that diversity, the most precious truth is this: you were never born to be like anyone else. You were born to show the world how your fire burns. And in a world spinning with chaos, that light, the one only you carry, is exactly what we need. Think about your life, Aries. How many times have you felt different? How many times have you walked into a room and noticed, just by being there, the energy shifted? That's not chance. That's the call from within. Proof that your fire isn't meant to keep only yourself warm. It's meant to light the way for others. In today's world, where so many are exhausted from chasing things that aren't real, your sincerity, your courage, your raw light, they are priceless. You are a reminder that new beginnings are never too late. That stepping forward is the greatest gift a human being can give themselves. Maybe you've thought, I'm just an ordinary Aries, one among millions under this sky. But if you look closer, you'll see there is nothing ordinary about your flame. Every breath, every decision, every brave step beyond your comfort zone is proof you were born to lead the way. The day you were born is not just a date on the calendar. It is a secret code from the universe, pointing to which group you belong to and which power rests inside your heart. And from here, the journey begins to unfold. We are about to step into a world where each stretch of Aries season opens like a door. Behind every door, a different fire, a different strength, a different gift waiting for those born in those days to discover. As you listen, let your heart slow down. Let each word touch you and remind you, you are not here by accident. You were born on that day to bring that very energy into this life. So let me take you through the veil into the stories of Aries who carry the fire of intuition, chosen by the universe to be pioneers. And as this story opens, you will see the power of your birth date is not just astrology. It is the mission of your soul. Aries, get ready. We are about to step into the very first layer of this journey, where those born in the earliest days of Aries reveal a fire unlike any other. A fire that dares to lead and still knows how to listen. And maybe, just maybe, that fire is burning in your heart right now. In the first moments of the universe, when darkness still covered everything, before life even had a voice, a small spark rose up. That spark didn't just bring warmth, it opened the door to a beginning. It announced a new journey had begun. And in astrology, that spark is called Aries. Most people think of Aries as an explosion of fire, a drumbeat of war, a bold force charging straight ahead. But if we listen more closely, if the mind grows still, like a quiet lake, we discover something sacred, something deeper. Aries is not just Mars shining overhead, not just impulse or raw courage. Aries is the reminder of life's origin, the first seed of creation the universe planted in the human soul. Inside you, those who carry the mark of Aries, there is a heartbeat that never stops urging you. Begin. Move. Live as if it were the very first time. From the eyes of a seeker and a healer, Aries is the soul that dares to walk where others hesitate. Because everyone fears the beginning. Everyone fears the empty space where there is no map, no path, no guarantee. But Aries, you step into that untouched land. You plant the seeds for roads that one day will bloom with life. That isn't reckless. That is sacred courage, the courage that allows the universe to open again through every breath you take. If you've ever asked yourself, why am I always the one to start first? Why am I the one opening the way even when it feels lonely? The answer is inside your very nature. You were born to remind the world that no one is bound forever by the old. You are the bell that rings in a new era, the hand that unlocks a door thought to be sealed shut. And this gift, it's not just for you. It's for the community, for society, for those who need someone brave enough to go first so they can find the courage to follow. In a world overflowing with haste and haunted by the fear of failure, Aries offers a human truth. Each of us carries a unique fire. You were not born to run in someone else's lane. You were born to light the path only you can see. That is the true value of life, not to compare, not to imitate, but to live the flame you were given. Look back at your journey. Maybe you've been called too fast, too reckless, too different, but that too much is exactly where the beauty lies. With every step, you've inspired others, often without even knowing it. One bold decision from you could become the reason someone else dares to change. One act of beginning could become a road for an entire community. That's why Aries always carries a mission greater than the self. So let yourself feel this. Your fire isn't only for burning, it's for lighting. Every time you begin, you offer the world a chance to renew itself. Every time you rise, you prove that beginnings are never too late. And in this age, where fear and delay hold so many people back, your presence is the reminder that life only becomes meaningful when we dare to start again, when we return to zero and step forward. But remember, the Aries fire never burns the same in everyone. Each carries a different shade, a different way of shining. And the secret lies in your birth date itself. The universe never lets anything happen by accident. The moment you took your first breath, a distinct energy was etched into you. That energy shapes how you begin, how you dare to live, how you spread your power. This is where the story opens a new layer. When we look closely at each birth date in Aries season, we see different kinds of fire. A fire that guides with intuition, a fire that explodes into action, a fire that builds the future, steady and strong. Each flame is a jewel in the crown of Aries, and every jewel shines with its own light. So open your mind wide like a vast field. Let yourself feel each heartbeat of this fire. Because right now, we are about to step into the very first realm, where the pioneering Aries carry the light of intuition, souls sent by the universe to open the way, to guide the path, to reach places others never even dared to dream of. In the very first days of Aries season, from March 21st to March 25th, a special group of souls entered this world. They are unlike anyone else, because within them lives a rare meeting of two energies, the deep intuition of Pisces and the explosive fire of Mars. That union creates people who can hear the invisible call of the universe and also carry the courage to turn that call into the very first step. They are the pioneers, the ones holding a torch in the night, lighting the path for everything that comes after. Imagine walking through a forest, thick with fog, wrapped in darkness, where no one knows what lies ahead. In that moment, while everyone hesitates, it is Aries born on these days who dare to lift the torch, who dare to take the first step. Not because they are certain the road is safe, but because they trust something greater than reason. They trust the whisper of intuition. They trust the light only they can see. And through that trust, the entire group behind them finds the courage to keep moving forward. Their intuition is not random. It's like a finely tuned antenna, picking up frequencies no eye can see. They may not always know why they choose this road or why they make that decision, but time proves again and again those choices lead to the right place. This is their gift from the universe, a gift beyond logic, yet strong enough to guide not just themselves, but whole communities. If you are one of the Aries born between March 21st and 25th, listen closely. Your gift is not blind recklessness. It is the ability to sense what others cannot. It is vision that reaches beyond the present, a light that shines on possibilities not yet formed. That gift makes you the pathfinder, the one at the front of the line, the one willing to step into darkness so that dawn can be found. And yes, sometimes that choice leaves you feeling alone. But remember, the torch in your hand was never only for you. It was always meant for those walking behind you too. In today's world, where so many chase only safety, you stand as proof of a deeper lesson. Intuition is a lamp. It never goes out, people only forget it's there. And you, the pioneering Aries, remind the world that sometimes the bravest move is not to plan one more step, but to quietly listen to the heart. That is true courage. Ask yourself this in your life: how many times has intuition led the way? How many times have you chosen a road no one believed in only to discover it open to an entirely new world? If you've lived that moment, then you know your gift is real, and it's not meant to be hidden, it's meant to be shared. So pause for a moment. If you're listening now, share your story. When did your intuition guide you to a turning point? And how did that moment change you? Write it down. Tell it, because your story might be the torch someone else needs while they're lost in their own dark night. And as we let the story of the pioneers settle in our hearts, another layer begins to open, because not all Aries walk with intuition. Some are born carrying a fire that doesn't wait, a pure, unstoppable force that nothing can hold back. They are not just holding the torch, they are the fire itself, ripping through the night with the raw power of action. And it is they, the Aries born between March 26th and 30th, who will show us a completely different kind of flame. A fire that doesn't need reasons, doesn't wait for signs. A fire that only knows how to step forward and conquer. There are Aries born between March 26th and March 30th, who carry a very different kind of fire. This is not a flame that needs a reason to rise, not a light that waits for a signal from intuition to begin. This fire burns pure, direct, fierce, like an arrow released from the bow, flying straight into the vast unknown without a moment's hesitation. They are warriors, born to act, to challenge, to create movement here and now without the promises of tomorrow. If you listen closely, you'll feel that this is a force that can hardly be contained. They walk as if the universe itself is calling their name. Every step they take carries weight, the weight of resolve. They cannot stand still. They cannot wait. When the heart calls, they launch forward, whether the road is paved with roses or with thorns. The image is clear, almost like a painting. A warrior standing before battle, weapon in hand, eyes locked ahead, and then, without hesitation, they charge. Their body and soul become one with the fight. It is instinct, yes, but not blindness. It is the unshakable trust that their inner fire will guide them, will keep their steps from losing the way, will push them forward no matter how many times they fall. You may have met people like this. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They don't wait for approval. They begin the moment they feel the urge. And with that persistence, that courage, they often achieve what others only dream of. Because in this world, greatness rarely comes to those who wait. It belongs to those who begin, who act, who fall and rise again. If you are one of the Aries born with this pure flame, remember this truth. Your courage is a gift, but not every battle is worth your fire. The world will tempt you to rush into everything, but your true power lies in choosing. When you pour your strength into what really matters, into goals worthy of your soul, that fire becomes a light that not only lifts you up, but inspires everyone around you. The human lesson you carry into society is this: sometimes what we need is not another plan, not another draft, but action right now. There is nothing stronger than being fully present in this moment, trusting your own strength and stepping in. You are the living proof of this truth. You don't have to know the outcome. If you dare to move, the path will reveal itself. Ask yourself, how many times in your life have you surprised everyone with one bold, decisive choice? How many times have you begun something while others hesitated, only to prove that courage is not madness, but the spark that allows dreams to take form? If you feel this fire burning in you, don't hold back. Speak it out. Type the words and claim them. I am unstoppable. It is more than a declaration. It is a reminder to your own heart that this flame has never and will never surrender. And as the story of these pure warriors closes, another door slowly opens. Because not all Aries charge straight ahead. Some carry, along with action, a wisdom, a gift for building, for shaping the road itself. They know how to burn brightly, and also how to construct foundations, so that the fire doesn't just flare up and vanish but becomes the groundwork for an entire future. And that is the special gift of Aries born between March 31st and April 4th. There are Aries born at the very end of March and the start of April, from March 31st to April 4th, who carry a truly special kind of energy. Their fire is not only the heat of action, not just a sudden explosion. It is fire woven with wisdom, creating people who don't just walk, but also map the way. They don't just step forward, they build bridges. They don't just begin, they shape the future itself. If those before them carried the torch and rushed into the darkness with faith, then this group of Aries carries the torch and draws the map. They are like architects of destiny. In their hands burns the guiding light, and in their minds lives vision, structure, and the strength of long-term design. They are not in a hurry to prove themselves, not reckless just to burn bright. They act with a rare clarity, laying each step, each stone, each decision towards something that will last. Picture a shining city, strong buildings, straight roads leading toward the future. That city could never exist on impulse alone. It needs the touch of those who know how to combine fire with wisdom, action with strategy. And in the zodiac, that is the role carried by Aries born in these days. In today's world, where so many are racing ahead without pause, you, the strategic Aries, remind us that speed isn't everything. The true value lies in choosing the right direction, in building foundations strong enough for others to walk long after you're gone. This balance of fire and wisdom, this is the rare beauty of your group. If you carry this energy, you may have felt different. You rarely rush into battle just to win in the moment. Instead, you ask yourself, does this path lead somewhere lasting? Am I building a bridge or just burning another stick of wood? That self-questioning is what makes your actions so precious, because you're not just running to finish a race. You are creating a finish line that matters, one that endures through time. The lesson you bring to the world is this: real strength is not only in burning bright, but in building strong. You teach us that sustainable action requires wisdom, that fire only becomes truly valuable when it is placed with purpose to transform into energy that nourishes instead of just flaring up and fading away. Notice how people often turn to you when they need a plan, a clearer vision of the road ahead. That is no accident. The universe gave you eyes that see further and a heart brave enough to walk it. Together, they make you the builder, the shaper, the one others can trust. And I want you to affirm this truth right now. If you feel that your fire doesn't just burn to move, but burns to build, let this be your reminder. Say it to yourself, or write it in the comments below. My fire builds my destiny. It's more than words. It's a commitment to yourself that you were born to shape your fate with both fire and wisdom. And as we close the chapter of these strategic architects, another door opens. Because fire is not only meant to design and build. Sometimes it bursts into creation, transforming everything around it, demanding the world to take notice. That is the gift of Aries born from April 5th to April 9th. Those who carry the fire of explosive creativity, where action itself becomes the raw material for transformation and rebirth. There is a special stream of energy flowing through Aries season, from April 5th to April 14th. Here, the fire that was already powerful transforms into something else, a light that is radiant and magnetic, creative and transformative. Those born in this span don't just carry fire to begin things or to build foundations. They turn fire into fireworks, bursting into new colors, opening paths no one imagined before. Within this group, two layers of energy intertwine. Those born from April 5th to April 9th carry the flame of pure creativity. They are the artists of the universe, taking fire as raw material and breathing into it the spirit of innovation. For them, creativity isn't distant or abstract. It lives in every gesture, every idea, every glance. They see potential in ashes, and through imagination, they transform it into a blooming garden. They don't fear change because to them, change is life itself. Meanwhile, those born from April 10th to April 14th carry a very different field of energy. They don't chase attention, but light naturally radiates from them. When they enter a room, the space itself shifts. They are not only seen, they are felt. Their magnetism doesn't come from appearance or status. It comes from the vitality burning inside. They hold a flame that draws people near, that makes others want to listen, to touch the warmth they carry. Picture a dark night sky and suddenly fireworks burst upward. No one can look away. The light is surprising, grand, beautiful, even fleeting. But unlike fireworks in the world outside, the light of these Aries is not brief. It holds the power to transform reality, to spark inspiration, to open doors for lasting change. This is their gift to life, creativity that renews and magnetism that leads. Yet the greatest lesson for this group of Aries is this: their creative fire and their natural magnetism are not meant to overpower. This flame is not here to make others feel small. It was given to you to inspire, to help others awaken the fire within themselves. When you use your magnetism to lift others up, when you turn creativity into projects, ideas, or acts of kindness, you fulfill your sacred mission. In a world where so many chase attention, you Aries of this span are the reminder that true attraction comes from within, from daring to live authentically, from shining without asking permission, from changing not just to prove yourself, but to open space for everyone. That is the human value you leave behind. Your presence can transform the air around you, and your creativity can plant seeds for a better world. If you are listening and feel that your fire is creative or magnetic, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what is the greatest change my Aries fire has ever created? Maybe it was a courageous personal decision, a project you began, a relationship you transformed, or even a single moment where you restored someone's hope. Write it down, share it, because when you tell your story, your light will reach someone else, someone waiting in the dark. You can even type it in the comments. What's the biggest change your Aries fire has helped you create? This isn't just a question, it's a mirror, a reminder of the gift you carry, proof that your fire has already sparked real transformation. And as the story of creative fire and natural magnetism comes to a close, another peak rises before us. Because in Aries season, there is a group of souls born with power that feels almost legendary. They are not only light, not only magnetism, but the very embodiment of greatness within this sign. They are the Aries born from April 15th to April 19th, the one seen as the summit of power, where the flame itself becomes legend. There is a final stretch in the journey of Aries season, a place where fire is no longer just light, no longer just attraction, but becomes a living symbol, a legacy. These are the Aries born from April 15th to April 19th, the souls people often call legendary. Their energy feels almost larger than life, overwhelming, powerful, profound. It shakes the present and yet echoes far into the future. Picture a volcano lying quiet for years, and then suddenly erupting. That moment is more than an explosion. It marks the land forever, reshaping the terrain, carving new rivers, leaving fertile ground for generations to come. This is the energy of Aries born in these days. They don't just act, they shape. They don't just walk, they leave footsteps others can follow. What makes this group legendary is not only their raw strength, but the reach of their influence. When they speak, their words touch hearts. When they act, their choices ripple outward. When they appear, their very presence reminds us the universe still holds the extraordinary. And that sense of the extraordinary awakens others, inspires them, pushes them out of their comfort zones. But like the volcano, great power always comes with responsibility. This is the deepest lesson for legendary Aries. Yes, you can conquer. Yes, you can win. Yes, you can make the world listen. But more precious than any single victory is the legacy you leave behind. What will you pass on? A field burned to ash, or fertile ground where new life can grow? For those who carry this energy, the question is not just what can I do? It is also, what am I leaving behind? This is your call to look deeper into your fire. Strength is not meant to crush, but to guide. Power is not meant to suppress, but to open the way. And legacy is not measured by what you take, but by what you give. In today's world, where so many fight to prove themselves, you, the legendary Aries, stand as living proof that true victory is not climbing the mountain alone. It is building paths so that others may rise with you. You teach the world that strength only matters when it heals, when it sparks hope, when it plants seeds for the future. Perhaps you felt it that your power is too big to shrink down, too fierce to keep hidden. And you're right. You were not born to live small, but let your power become a bridge. Let your fire light the hearts of others, because when you inspire, you create more than a win for today. You plant the seeds of a lasting tomorrow. If you were born on these legendary days, affirm it. Write it. Speak it. Let the declaration echo, "My fire is legendary." It is not just confirmation, it is a vow to the universe that you will use this fire to create what endures, that you will turn the extraordinary within you into an immortal legacy. And now, as our journey through the many layers of Aries fire comes to a close, I want to pause to offer gratitude. Thank you, Aries, for listening and for allowing me to walk beside the heartbeat of your soul today. In every story, in every image, I see not just a zodiac sign, but a living flame burning brightly in its own unique way. I wish you a steady heart, a clear spirit, and a love that keeps you free, yet always feels like home. May your fire be the compass not only to conquer, but to inspire, to heal, and to love with the deepest freedom. Because in the end, what makes a legend is not the victories you hold, but the light you leave for those who come after. And that light, Aries, is already burning in you right now.